Why investor trash most startup pitches? Hello everyone, my name is Adewale David. I'm a software engineer with over 15 years of software experiences, and today we'll be talking about why most investors ignore your startup pitch. Every day, investors receive dozens and sometimes hundreds of startup pitches. The painful truth is most of them are ignored within minutes. This is not because every idea is bad, but because many founders fail to communicate value, clarity, and execution potential. If you are building a startup, understanding why investors lose interest can save you months of frustration and help you position your business better. So here are some major reasons why investors ignore your startup. 1. Your problem definition is not correct. One of the biggest mistakes you can make as a founder is explaining features instead of explaining the actual problem. Most investors have business with what problem are you solving, who is your actual and targeted audience, why is it important to solve this particular problem at this particular time. If your pitch sounds confusing or the pinpoints of what you want to solve is weak, investor move on quickly. A startup without a clear problem is an hobby project instead of a business opportunity. 2. Your target audience is too small. Most startups solve problems that only affect a tiny group of people. Investors are people looking for where to put their money and reaping bountifully. They are not people looking to invest with you, making tiny income as a stake. Investors want a large market with a growth potential. If your product cannot scale beyond a small audience, many investors will not see a strong return and they will move on quickly. The market must be big enough to support expansion. Founders focus too much on idea. As a startup founder, execution is what attracts investments. You may have your ideas piled up in your mind. What founders spend too much time protecting his idea instead of proving they can build, market, and grow the business. Investors pay attention to team strength, product execution, user traction, revenue potential, and problem-solving ability. A mediocre idea with strong execution often wins over a brilliant idea with weak execution. If your idea is brilliant and you have low execution plans, then investors move on quickly. 4. No real-time traction. Tractions give investors confidence. This could be active users you have already, paying customers, returning customers, revenue generation, partnership you already have, community growth, waiting lists of your users. Many founders approach investors too early with only mock-ups, UI, and excitement. Investors want evidence, data-backed tractions, and even small traction can speak louder than a long-time presentation deck. So, as a founder, you must first build a product with at least little traction and have a partnerships and other areas that strengthen your product. You must first build a product that have a traction before considering writing any pitch for investor. Poor understanding of your business. Some founders know how to build products, but they struggle to explain what the product is all about. Sometimes your inability to explain your revenue model, customer acquisition, profitability, competition, and long-term sustainability. This deter investors from putting funds on your project. Investors are not funding projects, they are funding businesses that will work. If your startup cannot clearly explain how money will be made and sustained, investors become curious and tend to move on without considering your pitches. 6. Unrealistic financial expectation. This is very common with most pitches you see today. Some founders overvalue their startups, predict unrealistic revenue, expect huge investment too early, ignore operational costs. Most of the investors are aware and they know when to take decisive decision at every point in time. So when you overvalue your startups, over-predict revenue, they tend to see your project as another white elephant project. 7. No competitive advantage. Many founders say we have no competitors. that is usually a red flag. Every business has a competition, direct or indirect. Investors want to know why your solution is different from your competitors, why users will switch from your competitors to yours, what makes your product hard to replace. Without a competitive edge, your startup becomes easy to ignore. So you have to state clearly who your competitors are and how you tend to perform better. 8, which is the last part, your team looks unprepared. Investors often invest in team more than products. If the founders appear disorganized, inexperienced, uncommitted, unclear about responsibility, it reduces investor confidence immediately. Strong team give investor belief that the startup can survive difficult moments because of a strong team. So most startup pitches fail before founding conversation even begin. The issue is usually not the lack of intelligence or creativity. It is poor positioning, weak execution, lack of clarity, and misunderstanding what investors actually care about. Before pushing investor, founders should focus on solving real problems, building traction, understanding their business deeply, communicating clearly, showing execution ability. A good pitch does not just sell an idea, it sells confidence in the people building it. So this is all we have for you in this episode. Till we see you next time, keep building, keep shipping. Catch you on the next one.